Good morning, students. Today, children, we shall continue with the poem Somebody's Mother by Mary Down Brine. Let's do a little recap before we continue. Yesterday, we spoke about the poet Mary Down Brine. She was born in 1816 in New York. She was an American poet, author, and lyricist, and she is best known for her poem Somebody's Mother. Then we spoke. I explained to you the first two stanzas. We just revised what we did yesterday. We spoke about a woman. The poet speaks about the woman was old and ragged and grey and bent with the chill of a winter's day. The streets were white with the recent snow, and the woman's feet with age were slow. So we spoke about the woman who was old and ragged and grey, okay? And we saw the meaning. Ragged is what? We're speaking about wearing old and torn clothes, okay? Wearing old and torn clothes, ragged. And grey, we're talking about, grey is the color of the hair. So when you say she's old, okay, so she's grey hair. Now here we have the spelling G-R-A-Y and you even have G-R-E-Y. So both these spellings are correct, okay? And she was bent with the chill. So what season was it? Winter. And as we see in the picture, it's all snow around and it's very cold and the streets were white with recent snow and the woman's feet with age were slow. Since she was old, her feet, she couldn't walk fast. Now where she was standing, it was crowded. Because the poet says that at the crowded crossing she waited long, jostled aside by the careless throng. Now we saw jostle is pushed. She was pushed. The elbows of people were hurting her by the careless. Careless means the one who doesn't care. What will be the opposite of careless? Careful. Careless throngs. Okay, throngs, we spoke about throngs meaning large crowd. So she's been pushed by the large crowd of human beings who passed her by. And you can see these people are just walking, Yep, they're not even looking at her. Unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. Unheeding, we're talking about neglecting. Dhyan nahi dena, okay, neglecting. Unheeding the glance. Glance means you have a quick look, a worried, a quick look at her anxious. Anxious ka matlab kya hai? Anxious means worried. She's nervous. She's standing there for someone to come and just help her. So let's see now what happens further. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, came happy boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow piled white and deep. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way. Now we see who comes on the street, on the road there. You can see this, the bunch of boys, laughter and shout. Children, you remember when it's your 10th period, okay, your last period. And when the school bell rings, how are you feeling? Feeling so happy. Wow, now we are out. Now we're going to go home, right? So you are full of laughter and shout. You don't go silently, Teachers have to keep telling you, be quiet, go in a line. So here you see, the children have come out. Okay, the freedom that they have, so glad with the freedom of children, freedom of school let out. The school has let them out, so it's the school let out. So happy boys, like how they come. What is the comparison there? Like a flock of sheep. Okay, flock of sheep. There's a comparison. So it's simile here. We'll do that figure of speech later on. Okay. So came happy boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow pile white and deep. Hailing means welcoming. They're so happy to be out. Children love to be out all the time, isn't it? So hailing the snow pile white and deep. Past the woman. You can see the woman standing here. They pass her. They go by. Okay? The old and grey woman. Hastening the children on their way. Hasten means to hurry up. When the school leaves, you're in a hurry to get back home, right? And moreover, children, let me tell you, it's winter. It's really very cold. Who wants to be out in that cold, when it's snowing there? So everybody is in a hurry to get back home. Let's see what happens. None offered a helping hand to her, so weak and timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage wheels or the horse's feet should trample her down in the slippery street. So here, none of them, nobody offered a helping hand to her. She was just standing there. You can look at her face. So weak and timid. When you're talking about timid, what do you mean? Showing a lack of courage. She doesn't have the confidence to cross. And why she doesn't have the confidence? What does it say? Lest the carriage. Lest meaning for the fear that. Now what is she fearing? What if I fall down and I come under the, I get trampled. Should trample her down. A horse's feet, they will trample her down. Trample meaning tread on and crush. Okay, if she falls and she comes under the, feet of the horses, what will happen to her? And lest the carriage wheels or the horse's feet should trample her down in the slippery street. Now you tell me, children, why is the poetess talking about slippery street? Yes, it is snowing. So the street is very slippery. Pisal jata hai. So here she's frightened that if she has to fall down, and old people when they're frightened of falling down, and their bones are very weak. So she's scared of all that. So none of them came. Nobody came to help her. Okay? And she's afraid to stir. Afraid means even to stir means even to turn here and there. She's so afraid. Okay? Now let's see what happens. At last came out of the merry troop the gayest boy of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, "I'll help you across if you wish to go." She's been waiting for a long time. And at last came out of the merry troop. You saw that group of boys, they were so happy. Okay, out of that, one of the boys. Merry means happy. Okay, troop, we are talking about group. The gayest boy. Now here when we're talking the gayest boy, gayest is light-hearted and carefree. Light-hearted and carefree. Look at him. This one of the boys from that group, he comes. He paused. Pause means he stopped beside her and whispered. Whisper means, softly you talk inside the ear of a person. So he whispered. What he whispered? "I'll help you across if you wish to go." So he understood that this old lady is waiting from when to cross the road. Now you can look at this picture to your extreme right. While he's doing that, his friends are wondering, friends are looking at him and saying, "Hey, what is this fellow doing? What is wrong with him?" Okay. His friends are wondering what is he up to. But he is so happy to just help her out. Yes? Tomorrow we shall see what happens. What does his friend tell him? Or what does he tell his friend? Alright? And what happens to the woman in the end? And what happens to him? That we'll see tomorrow. Now, children, coming back to your meanings. Yesterday's meaning, did you revise? I hope you are doing it. As we already told you, children, regarding your assignments. Now we are checking into your assignments. I have sent the list of all those who have done. I must tell you, all those who are opening and at least doing it. See, children, it's not so important to get everything right. Okay? But at least you tried. When I see some of you, you have tried, even if you have got maximum wrong, it's okay. But if you're doing it, listen here, but if you're doing the assignment without doing the tutorial, that's wrong. But if you've seen the tutorial and you still got it wrong, then that's still okay. Okay, children? So I'm requesting you, children, okay? For those who have done, for those who even done very well, okay? Some of you have got full right. Out of the 3, I hardly give you 3 or 4, objective, because I know you have lots of homework to do. But the 3 and 4 is going to help you to move, ahead. So 3 and 4, whatever is given, do it sincerely, children. For those who haven't started, I am pleading with you, requesting you, you're in the 9th standard, children, don't play a fool. School has started. Though we are not seeing each other, you can hear my voice, okay? And I am imagining that you are sitting in front of me and I'm teaching you, okay? So please, children, please, all those who haven't started yet, please, it's high time that you start. Because if your exams, very soon you will have your exams, and I don't want you to suffer, okay? I don't want you to lose your confidence. You lose your confidence when you don't study. So let's revise the meaning. We did, last time we did ragged, wearing old and torn clothes. Then jostled, push, elbow against someone roughly, typically in a crowd. Throng, large crowd. Unheeding is neglecting. Okay. Then these are the new ones now. What we are hailing, welcoming. Stir, say that word. Okay. As I say words, children, you must practice the pronunciation. Stir. Stir is cause to move silently. Trample. Trample. What is that? Tread on and crush. Tread on means to walk on something. No? Tread on. That is walking on something. So what she was afraid of? The horse's leg walking, on her. Okay. Then hasten, be quick to do something. Hasten. Who was hastening here? The children. They were hastening home. Lest for the fear that. Merry. Merry is cheerful. Now look at the spelling here. Mary. You have another Mary, M-A-R-Y. That is the name of a person. Please, children. Okay, be careful of these spellings here. Merry here, cheerful. Cheerful means very happy. Gazed. Now, gazed, you're talking about who was gazed? The boy. Which degree of comparison is this? Superlative. Okay, so gazed is light-hearted and carefully. And what's the meaning of troop? Troop here is a group of boys. A group. Okay, so we are talking about here, that was a group of boys. Well, so these are your meanings. I've told you, you cannot just look at the meanings here, you write it down, you can put it on your paper, stick it onto your wall, where you actually see it every time, okay? These things, I used to study it that way, children, so I'm passing on some tips to you. You can have your ways. You can find your ways to study, all right? I end up saying that I hope you are all happy. Even when you're studying, be happy. Do it willingly. Alright? Joyfully. When you do it joyfully, cheerfully, okay? Then what happens? Studying becomes easier. So thank you once again, children. Take care of yourself. We are praying for you, and God bless you.